Previously on Plotty Time.
Well, because they wanted to make sure. I don't know what they wanted to make sure.
And now the rest of the game, pretty much almost the entire game, is unfucking what you did.
I mean, they're not like. Depends on how you want them.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
Dan Marino should definitely get this car. Not this one, because I'm going to fuck this one up, but definitely get one like this.
And on the other side of the table, we have Dr. Syintist.
It's a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
And my name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, all I'm going to use this bed for is sleeping, eating, and maybe building a little fort. Welcome to Plotty Time. So we have an exciting week for everyone out there, but let's kick it off, the way we always start every episode, and let's talk to Dr. Syintist.
Ooh.
What have you been playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
I've been sleeping a lot. Like
nice.
a lot.
Is that an RPG?
I did. I'm going to keep going back, though, because it's fun.
Man, I numbed it so many years ago.
Well, this is the new version, the re-release.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. The HD version?
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting like 10 hours a day, except for last night, which I got like 6.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fucking killing me.
That's rough.
I beat Blasphemous.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then I found out there's a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know you could do in it. So I'm going to go back and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, what's your first impression? Yes, no?
No.
Well, obviously you're going back, so that's a good thing.
I would not recommend it to anybody because it's frustrating.
Okay. You're like one of those people on Steam that says, like, game's not great, don't buy it, and they have, like, 7,000 hours or some shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it gets me because there's so many ways you can just die. And then you have to work. You have so much backtracking to do, and you can die at any moment just from falling in a stupid pit. And the
You act like
platforming's
there's pits
clunky.
everywhere. There's not that many pits.
All right, and spikes. There's a lot of spikes.
Like tiger traps, like in Nam?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally pitfall.
Yeah. But that's what's annoying because you could go through like a section and not have any, and then there's fucking pits all over and you die, and you have to keep running through it again and again and again. But I'll see what else I can do. Maybe get the true ending because the not true ending was
Fucking lame.
yeah. Did you beat it?
No.
Oh.
Oh, he just assumed it was fucking...
Well, I knew he was close to beating it.
Yeah, I'm not the boss. I just never... It annoyed me that I had to run 3 screens to get to him.
Yeah, me too. And I started watching the show on HBO called The Outsider.
Oh, how's that? I've heard that exists. I know
That's
nothing about it.
definitely
Isn't it
appearing.
Stephen King, though, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not about a lamp monster, though.
No,
wish.
fuck it.
But it has Jason Bateman in it and a couple.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I'm 3 episodes deep, but I think it's a weekly show, so I don't know how much. I think they're only 4 weeks in or so. But it's interesting. It's confusing. Kind of like anything that Stephen King does.
It's Christian allegory, you mean?
Is it?
I don't know. That's what
No.
Stephen King does.
No, it's like a bunch of these people see Jason Bateman kidnap a kid, and the kid's found dead.
Whoa.
But,
Jason Bateman wouldn't do that.
well, and then
Not Teen Wolf 2.
they find out he has an alibi, and there's like video of him somewhere else at the exact same time.
Do you see Ozark? I mean,
So then they're trying to figure out what's happening with that, and Jason Bateman's in jail. It's a good show. It's interesting so far.
I'm assuming that at one point it's going to show everybody that people are the real monsters. He goes back to that quite a bit.
That's a good one.
Probably. But it's interesting so far. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's going to watch it.
Word.
I want to check it out. There's too much good TV out there these days. It's just
Yeah.
it's tough.
You got to
see
up your
everything.
standards is what it is.
That's why I just stopped watching TV shows.
That makes sense. And I'll keep watching Tremors over and over again.
It's the can't win, don't try philosophy.
Damn right.
And Chump Slap's over here crushing it. So is that it? Is that what you got for us this week? You got more?
That's all I did.
No movies? Not a cool one?
No.
Didn't see Bad Boys Forever yet?
That's the thing?
Yeah.
You're not lying?
Yeah, there's a new Bad Boys movie that's crushing at the box office.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it beat Avengers yet?
No,
Is
not
Avengers
yet.
out? I bet you it's made more money than Avengers this week.
He's got you there, Syintist. He's got you there.
Well, what did you do? Either one of you?
Let's kick it to Poppascotch.
Yeah, let him go second.
All right. What did I do this week? I watched one movie. I had a busy week. I barely played any Outer Worlds, but I watched one short little romp called The Irishman.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
short, man.
It was good. I liked it, and I didn't know much about Jimmy Hoffa or the whole story behind him,
Yeah.
but I watched the whole movie. I'm like, holy shit, is that what it was really like? And then you find out later that it's from the main character, this Frank Sheeran guy who just like confessed this all to his lawyer, and then when he died, they released it. So he could have been making all this shit up for all we know.
That's what they all are about Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Supposedly Frank killed him, and then they burned
Oh,
the body at
Frank!
some point. Yeah,
Yeah,
Frank.
the
did
guy
it.
in the movie.
De Niro.
You just said it.
What?
All right.
He just said it.
I know, but he said Frank like I knew the fuck he was talking about.
I just said Frank Sheeran, and
Yeah.
then later in the sentence referred to him as just Frank.
It was the same fucking sentence. Come on,
I
man.
couldn't understand him.
Well, for this video game, I'll just say the main character's name in full every time I mention
Yeah, how about that?
Thanks, because I don't know who you're going to talk about.
it. Which is great because there's 5 fucking characters in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Which we'll get to, but first, I really am dying to see what kind of movies and stuff Chump Slap did.
What'd I do? Thanks for asking.
Let's hear it.
I popped in Portal 2, kicked that around for a couple hours. It's good
Did
to hear
you
Gladys'
remember
voice again.
any of the puzzles, or were they all new again?
No, they were all new. It was apparently
Nice.
9 years ago.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fu-
Well, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty old.
I mean, we lived at Delaware on the time.
Yeah. It's PS3.
Was it? Wow.
Yeah. It was all right. I mean, I'm a couple hours in and I just turned it off. I'm like, I got my fix for now.
Good, good.
But movies. Whew. I watched Summer of '84.
Okay, what'd you think of that? I was a big hard meh on that.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean,
Bringing endorsement.
it's like a not kids movie, but like a summer coming of age movie with a guy who has a serial killer living next door. I don't know.
You standard coming of age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serial
It was-
killer stuff.
It was okay. I didn't hate it, but I mean, it was pretty obvious. I mean, there were no like surprises or nothing.
No Shyamalan-esque twist
No, definitely not.
that made the movie suck.
Yeah. So there's that. Watched Evolution again because
Oh, so good.
it's classic.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
Orlando Jones' best role.
possibly.
Name a better one.
I can't.
Oh, we're catching people in traps everywhere.
Watched the Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Oh, yeah? How stupid was that?
It wasn't terrible. I mean, it's all just references to his other movies.
Oh, so it
And
sucked.
he had to throw his daughter into it because that's what he does.
Surprised his
now.
wife wasn't in it again.
She was.
Oh.
Okay.
God, I hate him.
The family dog make it in too, probably.
Yeah, I think so. No, I don't think there was a single dog.
How many hockey jerseys did he wear?
I don't know, probably 3.
He uses or he wears hockey jerseys all the time, but then Silent Bob never does. He always wears the overcoat.
Yeah, but he played himself and Silent Bob in the movie. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Pre or post heart attack?
obviously post.
Oh, I didn't know it was obviously.
Well, I don't know if it's obvious, but he's skinny, so I assume.
Makes sense.
I watched Parasite.
What'd you think?
Didn't you watch that last week?
No,
Oh.
I think
I watched it last week.
Yeah,
Oh,
Scotchy did. And then I was like, I'll give it a shot. See what all the hype's about. Does not live up to all the hype.
Well,
fuck
subtitles kill it.
No, that subtitles had nothing to do with it. I just thought it was pedestrian.
Jesus.
I'll believe it.
I was like, it's okay. It's a cool story and all. I mean, it all comes to a cool little crescendo at the end, but I don't see what was so great about it.
I really liked the scene where the family came home early and they all had to hide and do that. That was a pretty good sequence.
Yeah,
Hide
it
and
was pretty
seek?
neat. Kinda.
Oh, fine.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it was neat. There were neat scenes in it. The movie as a whole was kind of...
Was it Oscar worthy?
No, I don't think so. Maybe there was
Well, the Oscars are just.
cinematography that I didn't pick up on, or some crazy social commentary that was just under the surface.
Oscars are whoever pays them the most for them.
All right, we know your stance on the Oscars. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It's worth a watch, but I wouldn't say it was movie of the year. Or nothing.
Rank it in the movies you watched this week.
Psh, probably one or two. But that's this week.
Behind Evolution, I hope.
Yeah. Well, probably maybe three, because I did watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Oh, that's a great one.
Classic.
Was this the first time you saw it, or
Nah, I've
just
seen
rewatched?
it like 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
I just love watching them. Like,
I love when the
he
guy
just kills himself. He just ran up behind me and jumped in the wood chip.
That's my favorite part when he jumps in the wood chipper.
head first.
I just love it when he's like, "What are we gonna tell the cops? Kids are just killing themselves on our lawn."
Yeah, then the cop's like, okay, you're gonna get like involuntary manslaughter at least. And then he
Fucking gets nailed in the head.
great movie. So that's my week. I gave you 4 this week. Little overachiever.
And we appreciate that. That is more movies than I have news bits to discuss.
Ooh.
Another quiet week. It seems like video games now these days are kind of controlling their own narratives, and doing like press releases and shit like that.
Oh, it's like they have marketing departments.
Yeah,
Sure
it's
do.
lame as shit.
Yeah.
What did you want? Like people leaking shit all the time?
Yes.
All the time, constantly. Yes.
It's also a slow time right after the holiday season.
Yeah, around Groundhog's Day.
Until that Valentine's Day rush hits for video games.
Yeah, like every year.
Yeah.
No, but isn't March usually a big month? Some stuff always comes out.
Yeah,
in
that's
March.
why
That's
they
the
call
end
it
of the
March
fiscal
Madness.
year, probably.
Oh, is that where March Madness?
Yeah.
Came from? Gotcha.
March Madness.
Gotcha.
Why don't they release a lot of video games for like Valentine's Day? I mean, a bunch of nerds without girlfriends, they could use video games.
Whoa, speak for yourself.
I am.
So this week, as far as news, we have one good piece of news, which is Gearbox responded to a lot of fans that were complaining about Borderlands 3, and they made the Malawan takedown scaling event permanent.
Oh.
Wow, so I still won't play it.
Yes, probably.
Maybe I'll play it again.
Now you can play it at any time because it's not going away. Also, they're going to scale it. Was it that only 4 people could beat it?
Well, before it was scaled to 4 people no matter how many people you had playing it.
Right, now it has changed, so it'll scale to however many people you bring to your party. So you could do it or attempt it solo without immediately dying.
Yeah, you can do it solo. It's not that bad. It's just a pain in the ass if you die.
Right.
Yup. It's not terrible.
Yeah, but it's nothing like, I don't know. I played Borderlands for the story,
it's something.
not for the stupid raid.
Psh.
There's also a small announcement for it that said the rare spawns and drop rates are permanently increased in Borderlands 3 since the farming frenzy event.
Yeah, it's been for like the past month. But there's no reason to farm if you did everything before.
Well, for those of the people who didn't,
Like Milkman.
like Milkman, yes.
Now there's also a small bit of news, and it's a lot of not developers, but a lot of review sites, a lot of video game sites got a couple hours with Doom Eternal.
Nice. I did watch a video of
I
some
saw
gameplay.
Doom was on sale. I almost bought it.
It's worth
I
it.
mean, it's fucking fun, but a lot of them have very positive things to say about it so far. Obviously, it's just like a first look. It's not the completed game, any of that.
Is The
But,
Rock in it?
I hope so.
That would be awesome.
But it looks promising, and they said that the first 3 hours of this are way more insane than all of the other Doom games. So,
Even on hard mode?
Even on hard mode, bro.
Do you start with a BFG?
Yeah, and then you lose it like every other game, and you have to build your way back up.
Do they give you a taste of power and then take it away?
Yup.
Now, the other pieces of news, the PlayStation blog have released their Game of the Year awards. This is actually a little bit older, but I didn't see it, so now we're going over it.
Nice.
These are user people who attend the PlayStation blog voted on all of these categories for Games of the Year, so they may not necessarily reflect.
I was going to say
real
they're probably
reviewers.
going to be terrible.
Oh, yeah, they probably paid off.
Well, how do you think they make their money? They work for PlayStation.
So the awards are separated by platinum, gold, silver, bronze, 1 through 4. The best narrative winner was Death Stranding.
Yeah.
All right, that gets a 0 in my book. This is terrible.
You don't know the narrative, bro.
Yeah, you didn't even play it. Fuck you. Then
I
number
can see
the
people
gold
playing
trophy.
it all the time.
Number 2 for the best narrative was Days Gone. And then after that, Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Kingdom Hearts 3 was 4th, which is, I don't know about any of that.
Yeah, I don't know about any of
Modern Warfare was the head of that?
Yeah.
As narrative?
Yeah.
I thought it didn't have a story mode.
It does. This one does, and it's not very good.
Well, according to these people, it's 3 out of all of them.
Well, their job is to write a blog, so
Jeez, you're hating on it.
yeah, I'm hating on them,
Mister.
really.
Yeah, so all the categories are pretty much as decisive as this. There was one that shocked me.
Shocked you as it was good or shocked you as it was terrible?
Shocked me that they actually made the correct call.
Oh.
For their best art direction, number 1 was Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah, okay.
And then Devil May Cry 5, Control, and then Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. Which all looked very pretty.
I'll give them that.
God of War wasn't in that?
That was last year.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No, like
Yeah, 2019. No, you'll notice that in all these
Oh,
voting.
God of War was 2018?
I think so. I think it was
wow.
November. It was late 2018.
Best indie game was A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Yeah, I
That
hear
was
good
all right.
things.
I've heard good things too, but I'm probably not going to get to
Yeah,
it. Then
I'm not gonna either.
after that, Outer Wilds, Indivisible, and The Messenger.
Oh, the Messenger made it?
Yeah, for indie.
So, I mean, those are some of the categories. There's the overall best PS4 game was Death Stranding, then Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sekiro.
Huh.
They also have an award for best, most anticipated. So
No,
you're
it's
giving
just
out
that
an
they wanna-
award for what might be cool.
To want to kiss Kojima's ass is what it is.
Is it?
And plus they're all Sony games. It's not like...
Can you guess what the most anticipated is?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Is that done by
It
Sony?
is Cyberpunk 2077. They also released just another divisive one, the Game of the Decade.
Oh, this is going to be terrible.
Let me think.
Fortnite.
Yeah, I would say that. It probably made the most money.
But if like PlayStation Blog is probably a Sony IP.
Well, number 10, we'll go backwards. Number 10 is Marvel's Spider-Man.
Okay.
Number 9 is Uncharted 4.
Get the fuck out of here.
Uncharted 4 was better than Spider-Man. I'll give
It's
him that.
garbage.
Number 8 is Bloodborne.
Thank you. That should be up there.
Now remember, these are the games of the fucking decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodborne I can see.
Number 7, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that's up there. That's a good one.
I don't know if it's the best of the decade.
I don't know. I don't know what was in this decade.
A lot.
Dark Souls 3.
Portal 2.
Dark Souls 1 through 3 were in this decade.
Yeah. And Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Skyrim.
Okay. All right.
I think that's fair. 5 is Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right.
4 is Grand Theft Auto 5.
All right. Yeah, that's still kicking.
Yeah. I saw Sloppy Pickle playing it.
Yeah, and that
Nice.
shit came out in 2013, guys.
I know. And I was waiting for a cheap upgrade from the PS3 version and still didn't get it.
Number 3 was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
I think that's just Netflix hype right now.
Yeah, probably to make money.
Probably. It just happened that came out in December, and that's when the voting happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2 is God of War.
Yeah.
Which one?
The new one.
Just the new one.
Okay.
And can you guess what the number 1 is?
Fallout 3.
I'd say Fallout 3.
If it came out this decade.
It just had its 10th anniversary last year, so.
Oh, maybe it didn't. All right. Fallout, New Vegas.
Death Stranding.
It's Death Stranding. No, I'm kidding. It's The Last of Us was number one.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's the best of the decade.
It's pretty big. People love that game.
It was a good game, but
I think it should be in the conversation, but I don't know about top 10.
Joel was such a piece of shit that the game kind of suffers from that.
Some of the other ones that made 11 through 20 were some real ones like Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2 should have been probably number one.
Batman Arkham City.
I never played that one.
I don't know.
Dark Souls, and Fortnite made the list at number 18.
Damn straight.
Your favorite game ever.
Hashtag Fortnite.
Yeah, where else would people learn the floss dance? I mean, come on.
That's a good point. Where would we be without the floss dance?
We'd have 5 less memes in the world.
Yeah, and we'd still be in Trump's America.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose. All right, so that's it. That's all the news I got. Do you guys want to, I don't know, maybe talk about this game a little bit?
Not really, but I guess we have to.
Yeah, since you seem to like it a lot and know some things, you can answer a lot of questions.
And
Okay, I'd love to.
Chump Slap and myself seem a little bit meh on it so far.
I'm so confused. I gave it such a bad score.
Well, it's a Scotchy, so it starts at 2.
Let's get into it then. The game we're going to be doing this week is widely known as one of the best narratives in video game history, which is Silent Hill 2.
Game of last decade.
It was released September 24th, 2001.
Oh, cutting it close.
That's
September
2 weeks.
24th.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks after? It's kind of soon.
Yeah, a little too soon.
The nerve. It was released for PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC, developed and published by some rinky-dink startup Konami.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it was a survival horror game written by Hiroyuki Owaku?
I love when he does Japanese names.
I'm like 50-50 on these names. Either I've heard them before and I know like the first name, it gets confusing.
That's fine.
And one thing I think I'm going to start doing, because we've been missing this in the last couple games, is you play the game, the entire game, as James Sunderland. That's our main character. That's who you use as the analog for the game. Because last week I was thinking about it, and I don't think we mentioned who you fucking played the game as.
Marcus Phoenix? No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, what was the last week?
I don't even remember the
Parasite
game.
Eve.
Oh, you play as Aya Wong.
Yeah, there's only... Yeah.
I think we did mention it, but it was at like the hour 15 mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're like, then you go to, and it's just, we could be better at this.
Yeah, we could, but who needs it?
Nobody's listening.
Prove us wrong.
So it was my pick this week, so I guess I will give the little lead up to the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, where we start, James Sunderland, our main character, he has received a letter from his wife saying that she is in their special place in Silent Hill, and James decides he needs to go there and find her.
I think you missed an important part.
Well, the kicker is she's been dead for 3 years.
United States Postal Service, huh?
Oh.
I know, right? Those fucking
Jeez.
Shots
lazy
taken.
bastards. I mean, what did we roasted the NYPD last episode?
Did we?
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we sure did. Let's just go for it. Fuck the post office. Oh, Christ. Okay, well, that's the little lead into the game. I love this. I'm assuming I'm the only person that's played this game.
Yeah, I didn't touch it.
I remember playing it when it came out. I still have my PlayStation 2 copy.
Oh, yeah? Quick note. I looked it up on eBay. It's fucking expensive for the original copy.
Unopened?
Oh.
Yeah, well, either way. I guess it's a collector.
Well, part of the reason that is they released the collection for PlayStation 3, and it was 2 and 3, Silent Hill 2 and 3, but they redid the voice acting.
Oh, really?
So it's not the original version, and like there's upscaling issues, and it actually looks shittier than it did on PS2. Which is pretty
Holy
impressive.
shit.
Also, wasn't there like they released this and then released another thing right after it with a I thought I read somewhere.
Like they released it originally, and then you're like,
Yeah, there was something wrong with it, so they released it again.
oh, maybe.
Possibly. I don't know if I've seen that.
Maybe
part.
that's why it's expensive for the original.
I could be completely wrong.
Could be talking out my ass like
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
but I'm never wrong, so it's probably right.
It's just this time I was more right.
Yeah.
exactly.
I could be mistaken. I'm sometimes mistaken.
You're right. Okay, so you start the game. Let's get right into it. You're looking at a mirror in the bathroom.
A pretty disgusting bathroom.
It's pretty gnarly. It looks like some kind of crazy public and somehow a truck stop bathroom.
I like
Fucked each other, and that's what you're left with.
my very first note of this game is disgusting bathroom.
Huh.
I do remember specifically being so blown away by the cutscenes in this game that as
Really?
soon as like the cutscene transitions and it's James looking at himself in the mirror and then you get control of the game.
Okay.
But it took me a couple seconds. Like this cutscene's weird. It's just sitting here now. It's like oh shit. Oh I'm playing
Which
this.
is
Okay.
weird because it didn't look anything like God of War did, and that was
Right. Like but this was you gotta think about this was the time when they did separate rendered cutscenes. This wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, this was 2 weeks after 9/11.
he was still grieving,
Right.
so
Yeah. Let's just remember that it was 2 weeks after 9/11.
never forget, man.
This game. Thanks. This game's almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
Parasite Eve came out 3 years before this.
And was 10 times better.
Yeah, really.
All right. Oh, I see where I'm standing here. So James gets his shit together and heads into town, and he runs into a girl in a cemetery,
Yes.
and then we'll
Yeah,
find
which is
out
right
later
next
that
to the
this
truck
is-
stop bathroom.
Yes, which is an interesting placement.
So we're going to skip over this 3.5 minute music video in the beginning.
Yes, I forgot all about that. That is the what are they? I don't even remember what they call them. Those little videos they have, and video like the idle screen.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, it was like when you turn on the game, it's entering.
Yeah, like if you don't hit start, then it just plays this automatically.
It was
You don't watch that-
infuriating.
You don't watch that every time you put a game in?
Depends.
I don't think it automatically played. I don't remember. I'll have to fire it up later.
Let us all know.
I'm sure people will be waiting with bated breath for that answer. But
So you come across the woman in the graveyard.
Yeah, Angela
Yes.
is her name. Well, we're telling you now. Little heads up.
no,
Spoiler
she's
alert.
acting a little off. She says she's looking for her father. But this is the first human being you interact with that also isn't
Yeah.
a fucking monster.
And you tell her that you're looking for your wife?
Yeah, but
Yep,
she's
you're
dead.
like, have you seen her? What's going on? Because I love how that's the catalyst. Is his wife said she's in their special place, and he's like, "Fuck, I have no idea where that is."
I thought this whole town was a special place.
He's like, it's got to be the hotel, right?
Yeah, because apparently they previously had vacationed here. This was a vacation resort town,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Obviously, by how cool it looks.
you can tell by the lake.
Yeah. You don't just have a lake in any regular town.
Was the fog like the fog in Silent Hill 1 where it was just a limitation of the software?
I didn't recall specifically hearing that, but it is more dynamic. It does look better. Obviously, it's a different generation, but it wouldn't surprise me if it absolutely was.
Yeah.
Especially like rendering a whole lakeside. You know what I mean? So let's just say yes.
Okay, so the developers were lazy. All right.
Or they're
Yep.
just trying to make it like the first one with fog everywhere.
Well,
Which fits into the aesthetic.
they succeeded in making it confusing and less interesting, but
Well, it's supposed to give you an idea that you don't really know where you are. It's supposed to be ethereal, like a dream state.
you're in Silent Hill.
Yeah, but you don't know what's real and what's not.
Bum, bum, bum. That's kind of the fucking
That's what it's about.
ethos of this game. But Angela, the only other thing really to note here is she gives you a warning to stay away from the town. She's like, there's something wrong there. I don't know what's going on.
Yup.
But James continues into the town. He sees a bunch of blood on the sidewalk and a figure walking away. So he goes to follow it to, try to find another person, and it turns out to be a monster.
And the radio gave you signals when there was a monster nearby, right?
Correct.
Did they do that in the
That's-
first one too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a mechanic of the game. So you'd be going through fog or darkness, you'd hear the radio start, and you'd be like, oh, fuck, what's going on?
Yeah, and what the hell are these creatures? It's just like a melted together torso.
Yeah, had no arms.
So he hits it
Yes.
with a fucking stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beats the shit out of it with a 2x4.
I mean, how scary is something without arms?
Does it have
They can
teeth?
still, I think they can vomit on you to take away your energy.
Yeah.
You could just hold them at arm's length and point their head down.
Right, well, these are definitely the,
Yeah, because that's what you do.
That's what a bully would do.
these are the easiest enemies you'll fight. These are the tutorial enemies, I should say.
Yes, okay.
So, and he's just looking, he was expecting to find human beings, he found this shit, so
Yeah. Not what he
Maybe.
was expecting.
not at all.
But I'll keep looking for my wife because she's dead and she's here.
Well, he did
Yeah.
get a letter, man.
And the next place we go to, some of the locations of this are a little. I don't know which cutscene movie you guys watched, but the one I watched was not great on explaining where you were.
No, the
No.
one I watched was fucking jumping all
I
over the place.
stopped watching that one and watched the speedrun one where they let the cutscenes play.
Yeah, it's tough, but the first place they go to is an apartment building.
Okay. Is this where you run into a little girl
Correct.
who kicks your key away?
Which is hilarious, by the way.
And then steps on your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see the, I don't know, main bad guy of the game.
Yep, the one who will be synonymous with Silent Hill moving forward, Pyramid Head.
So that's just his name, Pyramid Head, right?
Yep, that's just how he's referred to.
Is that a fan thing or is that what he's called in the game?
That's what they don't call him that in the game.
Okay.
That's just what fans started calling him, and then it kind of just became.
Yeah, they just
The
call
Lord.
him that big creature with a fucking
Yeah.
huge sword.
Right. And
I would have called him Slim.
I love the intro to him. I don't know if you guys both saw it, but you basically get to an end of the hallway, and there's like a security like bars, for some reason, and then it's just Pyramid Head just standing on the other side of it, just looking at you. Like you can't get to him. He's not aggressive. He doesn't try to fight you. He's just standing there. And then you're like, "That's fucking weird." You turn around, you turn back, and he's gone.
Dude.
And I love
Scary.
how, I love how you're in this like these tight corridors. It's super dark. You can't see shit, and now you just know he's in there somewhere.
It's true.
Like, I remember definitely feeling this fucking dread playing in this part. I hated the apartment complex. It made me feel so uncomfortable.
Nice.
Well, yeah, it has huge security bars that stop you from going in places. It's more like a prison.
Right. And something about like the tight hallways, it just was suffocating. It did its job, man. It freaked me out.
This really touched you, didn't it?
It did. This is full disclosure, probably it's one of my top 3 games for sure. Ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Who would have thought that
Right after
The guy
9/11,
who-
you'd love this game.
who picked the game as biased? Who would have
Yeah.
thought?
He needed this.
It helped him recover.
Yes, it helped us all recover.
But then there's a part where I guess the next story session is you see Pyramid Head again.
Yeah, is this where he has like the spazzy leg creatures?
Yes, he has the mannequin leg creatures he's sort of fucking.
Yeah, I thought there was something very sexual about it.
Oh, for sure.
Wasn't sure.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Sweet.
This game's got layers. We'll get into that, but yeah. And then I thought it was interesting. Like Pyramid Head walks by as he hides in a closet, and then you're like, okay. And then as the viewer, you're watching, like, okay, he's gone. Cool. And then he just starts firing rounds at him.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, from the closet, just like,
Yeah.
take that.
Yeah.
And then he runs away. Yeah, well, he's just showing who's the alpha.
I guess so. Just firing some rounds at him.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
that's
you
what
know,
alpha males do. Fire guns at people.
just let him know you're there, son. We out here. So, I forget what happens. I believe after this they had.
Well, you run
Oh, no,
into a
this-
great guy who's
Yeah.
throwing up
Oh,
in the
that's
toilet.
Eddie, my man.
Eddie Dombrowski.
Is that his name? Really?
Yeah,
That's his
Nice.
full name. Yeah, he's just vomiting in the toilet like crazy. They never explain why, but he basically, he's
well, there's
having
a dead
hard
body in
time.
the room.
Right, he's having a hard time with this situation. He's seeing some monsters. Shit's horrifying, and he's vomiting a lot.
Yeah, it happens to all of us.
But you don't get much of his backstory here, just the vomiting and James being like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?"
I
He's
didn't
like,
kill
"I'm
him, he
fine."
said.
I didn't kill him.
Yeah, he's very adamant he didn't kill anybody, which will come back. Will it come back later? Who knows?
I don't know. Seemed like a little
Sounds like it
foreshadowing.
was, yeah.
But then he fucks off, and you continue on.
Yes.
Yeah, and at some point you stick your hand in a toilet. I saw that.
Yeah. For no
Yes,
reason.
For no reason whatsoever. Like, oh, a toilet. And he sticks his hand in.
It was a puzzle-related reason.
Sure. Was.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't just
Not some
like
fecalphilia.
You
like
needed,
a Fallout where you can just drink out of toilets. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
It was.
you needed a turd to unlock a door. I saw it.
Use toilet water on the plants?
Yeah. Then the plant grows, and then you have to fight the plant. It's Resident Evil shit.
Yeah.
But, he continues on. I believe we're still in the apartment building.
Yep.
Pretty sure we are.
Yep.
And then he continues on to find Angela again from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, her disposition has changed quite a bit.
Yes, there's something going on with this lady. She's in a room just with a knife.
Just staring at the knife, talking to it.
Talking to
Just-
herself.
Just talking to the knife.
It's like at first she's half awake. Or she's
Yeah.
not sure what's real or not.
Like in a fugue.
It's like she's been in this town forever.
And then she turns. Like, very quickly, she gets all weird about you being there and wants you to get the fuck out.
No, she gives you the knife.
Yeah.
Well, she tries to give you the knife. And then you're like, oh, great, thank you. And then she's like, no, fuck you, blah, 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 and freaks out again.
And then she puts it on the table.
Right, she puts it on the table and runs away. Now you have a knife.
Yeah, it was genius. Did not see any of that coming.
No, absolutely not.
So-
This game keeps you guessing.
Yeah, it sure
Say it.
does.
So the thing is that you kind of stopped her from killing herself is what you're supposed to believe here.
Yes, sort
No.
of, maybe. There's something wrong with her, and she seems a bit suicidal.
She is talking suicide-y.
Yeah, definitely. Like, if she would have killed herself right in that scene, you would have been like, okay, I saw that coming.
Yeah, makes sense.
So all these people running around are just okay with being in this town.
Or they're stuck in the town.
Ooh.
Thank you. I'll see myself out.
This is the most insightful thing you've ever said.
Probably.
I wasn't lying.
So, then you have, like, a very brief interaction with Pyramid Head. You don't fight him.
You
You
fuck
just,
'em.
like... Yeah. You, fight or flight or fuck, what's it gonna be? You just walk down steps and you see him like on a platform next to you, and he's just eating dead bodies.
Yeah.
How can he eat when his head's in a pyramid?
I
think it's
don't
open
know.
underneath.
Maybe the whole bottom's a mouth. I don't
Yeah.
know, or a grinder of some sort.
Yeah.
Now you're just making shit up.
No, it's like
Yeah, I'm speculating, which is mostly making shit up.
there's
yes.
no bottom to this helmet that he's wearing.
How does it stay on his head?
With a strap on the top.
Are you making shit up too?
Prove me wrong.
I didn't see the picture of it, but it was in HD.
He was born that way. Stop acting weird about it.
Yeah.
Stop shaming.
Could you imagine being his mom, having been born that way?
She died. That's why he's stuck in this town.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, I assume the head was always the same size.
Yeah. Like all humans.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, his head could grow, but the pyramid's made out of metal, isn't it?
Is it?
No, the whole family's that way. It's like when Cartman
Like
put
the cone
base
heads.
of his butt on the milk carton, and the Butt family showed up
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for their son.
That's
God, what an
great.
episode!
And he broke his funny bone or whatever.
Yeah, he just didn't laugh. He didn't react at all because he knew that'd be the funniest thing he'd ever see in his life. So he got depressed.
All right. Well, you go outside of this apartment building.
And you see
Yep.
some snot-nosed kid sitting on a wall.
It is the
Laura?
same girl that kicked that key away.
Yep.
And she says something cryptic like, you never loved Mary.
It's like, you didn't love Mary anyway. He's like, wait,
And then she
you
runs
know
away.
Mary?
Yep, and then she runs. So then you continue on to Rosewater Park, I believe is the next
Which is supposed to be the one special place you thought of.
Right. Well, I guess that's the catalyst of where you're going.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's this place. And then you just don't find her and keep moving on. But so in Rosewater Park, you find one of our other one of the other 5 characters. I think this is the last one we meet, actually.
Yeah.
Maria.
Who looks exactly like your dead wife.
It's like, oh my God, Mary, what are you doing? Oh.
And then he's very creepy to her when they meet.
Yeah, he's not really taking this well because she looks like the face is exactly the same. The body's the same. The hair and personality are different.
Yeah.
But other than that, he mentions
Well,
like
she dresses
could be Mary's
sluttier.
twin. That's true.
She has a butterfly tattoo, too.
Which is always sexy.
Is it?
I don't know. I just made that up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did.
Yes, it is.
Depends on where it is. I mean, if it's on her face.
Then it's sexy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh Christ! All right, so she actually seems pretty grounded, like one of the most. She's not being super cryptic.
No, but she really, like, guilt trips you into,
Yeah.
like, can I
She
come
is
along?
kind of a.
And then you just get creepier and creepier with her.
You can tell there's something off about her, but not as off as the other two characters you already met.
3.
3, yeah.
3? Well, yeah. Well, the kid. That's not a person. That's just a child.
Yeah,
They don't have a soul.
Pieces
Hot
of
take.
Garbage. It's not so hard to take.
Isn't it? But eventually she guilts you into taking her along, and you head to the bowling alley.
Yep, that's the special place.
I guess that's a special, yeah. That beautiful turkey you got in.
It's as special as any.
6th, 7th, and 8th frame.
James, I thought it was weird that Maria's like, yeah, I'm going to be outside. I don't like bowling.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I actually assumed that all of these were kind of like, I know I was wrong in the end, but I assumed it was like parts of his personality and that only one would be there at a time.
Oh.
But then there's 2 when you walk in the bowling
Yeah,
alley.
it's Laura and Eddie right there. Just mowing some pizza.
Well, Eddie's mowing down some pizza.
Who gave him this pizza?
I have no idea where the pizza came from.
Papa John's delivers
Oh,
to Silent Hill. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know Papa John's was in Maine.
It shouldn't be.
No.
No. Anyway, before we get too hot into that take, Laura is kind of a little shit and calls him a fatso, even as he continues to eat pizza. And she keeps asking him about like what crime he committed. Like, what were you in jail for? Weren't you a bad guy? Did you murder anybody? And he's like, it wasn't like that. Fuck off.
But it was.
But it was.
But it was.
So she's just a little shithead, is
Yeah,
what it is.
And she just runs away.
Has terrible parents, I assume.
Yeah, she takes off, and then James is like, why don't you try to stop her? And he's like, I'm fucking sitting over here eating pizza. She said she was fine.
Yeah, I don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't kill
Eddie,
that guy.
it
She just
might
kept calling me
surprise
fat.
people, but someone with the name Eddie Dombrowski is a piece of shit.
It's a piece.
He's a piece of something.
He sure is.
So you go outside. You're James, obviously. You go outside and you find Maria's like, oh, I was running after Laura, but I don't know where she went.
Now we got to follow her.
I
You
think she
gotta
went
go
this
get
way.
her.
We got to save her. We don't want to...
She snuck behind this alley.
But like James at first is like, man, and Maria's like just shames him like, you're just gonna let her run around like with all this crazy shit happening?
It's like, she's okay so far. Why not?
No, we got to find her.
And then you follow her into the school.
School?
One of
Really?
our staple Silent Hill locations.
Yeah.
I thought it was the hospital.
Oh, yeah, it is a hospital.
Was it a hospital?
Yeah.
I have written a hospital.
Well, I go through a building into the hospital.
Well, there was a cross on the door when you
Yeah.
walked in.
It was a school hospital.
There we go. Okay, nurses center.
Did they... Yeah, okay, nurse thing. All right. Training nurses.
Sounds good.
And so you continue on, and in this building, Mary's like, I don't really know. Is she Marie or Mary?
Maria.
No, Mary's the wife.
Yeah. This one's Maria.
Man, he loves the game
Maria.
so much he can't even get the character straight.
Dude, it's autocorrect.
20 years
Fucking
ago,
Google.
man.
Autocorrect, they're both right.
Google Docs. And fuck you. Anyway. She's not feeling that great. She's like, I'm just going to lie down. I need to take 5.
Yeah, she seemed like she was hungover in this.
She's on heroin, if you read into
Oh.
it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And
She
gets sick.
symbolizes the red dragon,
Yeah.
Uh,
And Laura is the dragon you're chasing.
I love the South Park where when you play Guitar Hero and he just gets so sick of it, he starts playing Heroin Hero. And he's just chasing the dragon the whole episode.
All right, guys, this isn't a South Park podcast.
You're right. They have a lot of, connections. I'm going to write a thesis about it. But,
Heavily influenced by Silent Hill 2.
so this is where the game starts to get maybe a little weird.
Oh yeah.
There's a sequence where you're at an impasse, you have nowhere to go, and Pyramid Head just shows up and knocks you down like another floor.
And is he carrying like giant scissors?
I think it's supposed to be that sword. It might be giant scissors.
Okay.
Who knows?
I don't either. I think it was just a sword.
And
But
Half of a
eventually, as he's going along, he actually finds Laura just dicking around in one of the rooms
playing with
a
some
couple
teddy bears. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is where she's like, I was friends with Mary.
Yeah, I've known her for a year.
We go way back.
You didn't love her.
And James is like, I don't know. He's not buying it.
Mary's been dead. How can you be her friend? How can you be her friend for the last year? Even though I'm
Right.
looking for her.
Right, like he's like something's fucking fishy here, and this Laura girl's been acting weird, and he does mention something like, "You gotta come with me. You gotta be safe. Like you can't be running around. Like how'd you not get hurt?" And she replies with, "Well, why would I?"
Oh, very creepy.
Creepy indeed.
And she says she has to look for a letter that Mary left.
Right, like she just says, "Hey, you know it's crazy. You're James, right? Crazy. Anyway, I have this letter that she wrote for you. Let's go get it."
Yeah, it's in my secret spot.
Everything's a secret spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, this is stupid because she tricks you to walk into a room and then locks you in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't really cool.
It's just a boss fight. It's a way to get you to fight a boss in a room.
Probably. And then I was a little confused about exactly what happened in the cutscene movie at this point. But you kill the boss.
Mhm.
And then I think you pass out or something.
Yeah.
And then you see a vision of going down like an elevator.
And then,
Oh, is that what that was?
then you,
I think so.
you kind of wake up in Pooh World again.
Right. Pooh World, of course, from the original episode where we talked about Silent Hill. Go listen to it now.
Yeah.
And you're back.
And you're back, and then you find Maria again.
And she's kind of pissed. She flips
Yeah,
out at you.
She's freaking out, and she's real fucking annoying here.
Yeah, she sure
She's
is.
still the
She's like,
coolest character in the show. The game.
We'll see if I marry, fuck, or kill her.
Maybe we won't get to.
So, you, she's all pissed because you didn't try to save her.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck?
Was there anything you had to save her from, or was it just because she was sick?
She was dope
I-
sick.
It seems like Maria is she's not in the same game as James.
Yeah, because
Or the same world or anything.
she says something about dwelling on your dead wife and not moving
Yeah.
on.
It's like, get over it. I'm here to get fucked. That's what I took it as.
Sure,
would.
of course.
Maybe it was a bad idea to get him the fuck, marry, kill at the end.
That's all I'm thinking about when I'm watching these videos.
So then we get one of the more interesting moments of the game, which a lot of the stuff I have theories, or there are theories, or we can explain and talk about the subtext. But this part, I don't fucking get at all. Because you're in an elevator, and then it starts, you get like an announcer.
Yeah, it was weird.
I didn't quite understand what this was, but they give you like 3 questions. I think it's supposed to be places for you to go, because the game isn't super linear. Like there's it's open world-ish, and there's a map.
Yeah.
And I think these were supposed to give you clues to go to the amusement park. I think that's what this whole thing
Yeah,
is.
well, this happens in a lot of elevators in hospitals. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah,
They tell you places to go.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you might as well check out the roller coasters.
And they mention James by name.
Yeah, and
It's as if he's on the game show. It's not just some random audio clip.
I like how Maria's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Nothing.
And then that's it. That's all. Like this never comes up again.
Yeah, they never say anything about it. They're
Yeah,
like,
it's like it seems like something they wanted to do more in the game and just never did.
Right.
possibly, yeah.
Then you just go to like a locker that James couldn't open earlier. She helps you open it. You get a lead ring, which I assume is part of a puzzle. And then from there, I didn't see what happened in between then, but then you're running to the elevator.
Yeah, because you're being chased by Pyramid Head. You're kind of still looking for Laura.
Yeah, I assume so. Well, didn't you just find her?
Yeah, but then she locked you in the room, and then Maria still wants to find her.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, fucking find her yourself. That bitch is crazy.
That's when Pyramid Head chases you, and you're running towards an elevator. because those doors close so quickly. Usually,
Oh my God, is Pyramid Head actually Laura?
you never see them in the same room.
No, you don't.
It's true.
That's why she's like, why would I get hurt by myself? Huh?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow, I just nailed it.
Fucking true gamer here.
And it's time for final segments of every. No, this is where the game. I don't know what happens. You get to the elevator. Maria doesn't make it.
No, Pyramid Head
you-
like stabs her right before she.
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh.
You hear her getting murdered good
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of the elevator, and then you're like, "Why I failed her like I failed my wife? It's all my fault." Womp womp womp.
Woe is me.
And then a sequence which maybe Syintist you can provide more insight since you saw the speed run, but there's like a sequence where you're at a cemetery and you're wiping off a grave.
Yeah, you get. I don't know how you know about it, but you find like a key, and it lets you
Okay.
in the next part.
And then there's a lot of jumping down holes in the next part.
Yeah, because it's like a labyrinth.
Is this where you talk to Eddie first?
You find him after jumping in one of these holes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, I just shot this dude in the face.
Yeah, killing's no big deal.
He was looking at me funny. Killed a dog once.
His quote was, "He was making fun of me with his eyes."
Does he say
James
that?
is like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what he said. And James is like, "Bro, you cannot just kill people for looking at you funny."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why not?" And he goes through a little bit of a diatribe about how he was bullied.
Yeah.
It's like, they're all laughing at me.
Well,
Blah, blah, blah.
You are a piece of shit.
And then he says
Yeah,
something
I
about killing a dog,
Yeah. Killed
Yeah.
a dog.
which is something I'd expect an Eddie Dombrowski to do.
Killed another dude. And then he's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
This guy was dead when I got here.
Yeah. And then he just leaves.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, that was interesting.
Well, I wouldn't want to hang out with him either. His name's Dombrowski.
Don't you fight him there?
No,
Not
you
yet.
fight him later.
Oh, okay.
But you continue on, jumping down more holes into darkness, and then it gets to, you find Maria again.
Yeah, she's locked in like a cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's behind bars. It's either you're locked in a cell or she is. Who knows? You're separated by bars. You're both sitting on chairs. And James is basically like, "Oh my God, you're okay? Like I thought you were dead." And she's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Yeah, and she starts kind
And
of.
then it gets, yeah, it does not seem like the same Maria.
No, it kind of
at
acts more like you would think Mary did.
Yeah. And then
Right.
she's like talking about remembering. Remember how you forgot that videotape in that room?
Which makes me think it's
Yeah.
a sex tape.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Of course. Why? What else? Who else makes videotapes?
Yeah. It's like, how could you forget that?
And then she wants you to come save her from because she's locked in that.
Exactly.
Screw that.
So then you continue on, and this is where you have another boss fight, and Angela is in a room with like human flesh on the walls with pistons going.
Yep. I have meat room with pistons. It's exactly what
Yeah.
I've written down.
Yeah, there's like a monster attacking Angela.
Yeah, she's going through some crazy mood swings. She's not in a good way.
No, you kind of get into her backstory here a little bit.
Yeah, apparently she was molested by her father.
Yeah, which I assume is the Pistons.
Right, that's got to be pretty fucking disturbing to see. And I saw it in another video when I was researching this. The boss, you can't really, I mean, it's PS2 era graphics, you can't see him that great, but if you see like the concept art, it's a bed
Yeah.
that looks like someone's holding someone down.
Yeah, it looked like a body under a sheet.
Yeah, it was fucking horrifying for someone that was probably abused.
Yeah, it's creepy as hell.
But you kill him or the boss in this extremely small room where you can't run anywhere. And then Angela leaves.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
she kind of just walks away.
She's like, okay, that's it. Oh,
Like, oh, that just didn't happen.
I just dealt with my problems.
Yep. Continuing on. I don't understand what led to this part, but James finds Maria dead on a bed.
Yeah, you get to the room where she was. Like, I guess that's...
Yeah, she was like beaten
Yeah.
Gotcha.
all around the chest, neck, and head.
Yeah, something was fucked up with her face.
Fucking blood everywhere.
Yep, well.
Pretty
you
sexy.
only knew her for a day anyway. Couldn't have got
I
too
know, right?
attached, right?
But don't say that to James because he feels fucking terrible about the whole thing.
Well, yeah, he was trying to save her.
Trying to get that.
It's like, again, with this wife thing. Jesus.
Son of a bitch.
And then I also didn't know the segue here, but you pass out from some green fumes.
Yeah, it's definitely some type of gas.
And you wake up back to our boy Eddie.
Oh, he's in that gas room with dead bodies and a story about killing a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently his backstory, he's ranting and raving. He's like, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
And he's going crazy, and you get to his backstory where he says he basically shot a dog, killed it. It went very specific in how the dog died and how much he loved it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty disturbing. But then
Talks about shooting a
apparently-
football player, too.
Yeah.
yeah, some bully came to give him more shit, and he shot him in the knee.
Mhm.
And that's why he was saying, like, I didn't kill him.
And then he says things like, this town called you two.
Yeah.
We're both here. We're the
Yeah.
same person.
So you're led to believe at this point that, you were summoned here by the letter. You're led to believe that Eddie was also brought here by something.
By something.
And then you end up in the Eddie boss fight, and you end up killing him.
Yep.
And you kind of feel bad.
Yeah, you're like, because this is the first time James is like, I killed a human. Like, he had no problem killing the monsters.
No.
And the nurses and those kinds of things. But then this, he had a problem with this one.
Yeah. Well, Eddie, he was just getting along with Eddie. He just wanted to be friends.
Yep. Yeah, and that Eddie seemed like he really needed a friend,
I know, he's so cool.
It's so cool.
Then James starts to wonder why he was brought there after Eddie's rant and rave boss fight.
Yeah, you're starting to put together now that something's not right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you continue on, you hop on a little boat, and you go across the lake to the resort.
Wow, this is the original place where you're like, this has to be the special
Yeah,
place.
if it wasn't the other place.
This is where
Yeah.
she was talking about the videotape and everything.
Like, I'm fucking out of ideas, and everyone keeps mentioning the resort. Maybe I should go to the resort.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, wow, Laura's on that island. How'd she get there?
Yeah, she's playing the piano in the hotel. That's supposed to be.
He's like, did I scare you?
I'm looking for Mary.
I honestly, I kind of liked that bit.
Yeah.
Where you saw the piano playing, and he's like, holy fuck, what is that? And it's just Laura hiding behind. Like, yeah, did I get you?
You dummy.
Little shit, Laura got you again.
She says she's looking for Mary. For the
Yes.
letter.
And doesn't Laura tell you that you killed Mary?
Yep, she keeps telling you that, and she also mentioned Rachel, who was a nurse, I guess, looking after Mary. They don't ever go into it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would come back up, but it doesn't. But then you find the tape.
And there was no fucking on it.
Yeah, no, not a single boob or anything.
Laura gives you the letter first that had
Oh, yeah.
that Mary wanted to adopt Laura.
Oh, that's right. You find out here that Laura was in the hospital with Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That did happen. So Laura was not lying
Yeah,
about
she
that.
did know who Mary was.
Yeah, they were besties.
And then you find the videotape.
Right. And in the tape, it's Mary coughing, clearly succumbing to the disease that's overcoming her, and she's just it's like more of a happy thing. It was the last time they were in the resort, and Mary's like, "Oh, I can't wait till next time we come back," and she's like clearly not doing great.
Yeah, so...
It was a bummer. It was a fucking bummer.
Well, the video also shows you smothering her.
Yes.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I was going to say is, so Silent Hill was like a nice place 3 years ago?
At some point, apparently, it was a real resort town.
I don't know if this is actually the same Silent Hill.
Right. It
This
may
could just
not
be like in his mind.
Psychological,
Yeah. Okay.
Then-
We'll never know.
After watching the video, he realizes that he was the one that actually killed his wife. Like, he didn't know it before, but...
Yeah. Is this where he just starts hearing audio of like the doctor talking
Yes.
like, yeah, there's no cure or treatment for her condition, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah, they just show the bed and the fog, and it's like, so we find out that James, it was a mercy killing.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you don't really know that for sure.
I think it was financially motivated.
Yeah.
Was it?
And a very selfish
Fucking
thing,
healthcare
too.
system.
He didn't want to go
Christ.
to the hospital all the time and deal with all
Yeah,
this.
depending which ending you look at.
Yeah.
Yes. The endings, we'll get into that too, but Yeah, he's definitely he killed her. Like there's no question about that in all the endings. And the guilt he has of doing this and the guilt he has while Mary's like he started to really resent her
Yeah.
because this process of her dying took 3 years and his life was on pause.
Yeah.
And they couldn't like,
Not at all selfish of him, by the way.
no, right. I didn't say he was a good person.
He may be the biggest scumbag we've ever come across in games.
I don't know.
Name one worse besides Kane and Lynch.
That's true.
You put me on the spot here.
He's not good. But he feels very guilty, and he had.
Oh, he feels guilty for killing his wife.
Yeah, and we'll get into the symbolism a little.
Well,
bit
she
more
might
in a
have
second.
asked him for it, and
No, she didn't.
some of them she does.
She doesn't look like it in the video.
Well, let's the game's almost over.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up real
All
quick.
right,
Then
yeah,
we'll get into
whoa.
the endings, and we'll get into the
Gloves are
symbolism.
off.
Well, then
But
Laura comes in and realizes that you actually killed her and starts...
yeah, well, she knew the whole time, I guess.
Yeah, she was like, "You killed her."
Yeah, but now apparently that she knows for sure. I don't know.
She needed somebody to watch that video so she could see
Yeah.
it.
But you continue on, and you find Angela for the last time.
Where she's pretty fucking baller at this part.
Yeah,
Yeah, the whole place is on fire.
was
She doesn't
awesome.
feel good about herself. She turns to James. They have a little talk about it's very cryptic and whatever. But the part that I want to note is James is like, "You gotta get out of here. This whole fucking place is on fire."
yeah.
And she says, "You see it too? For me, it's always like this."
Yeah, she's in hell.
Yeah.
Which will come back later.
But she wants her knife back.
She just walks up the stairs and that's it. That's it for Angela.
She wants her knife back, and you refuse to give it to her, and then she kind of walks away.
It's like, isn't she saying like, "Mama, I'm looking for you"?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, "My mother said I deserve it."
Yeah, she deserved what happened.
Yeah, the poor fucking Angela. Like, she had a rough go. Let's say that.
Yeah,
And I'm not going to ruin anything, but her story kind of just ends.
Yeah, it does kind of end here, and it does feel like a
Incomplete.
goodbye at least.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a goodbye of some sort. We don't know what happens to her after this, but she fucks off, and then moving on, you find Maria again alive,
oh my goodness,
hanging from the ceiling with 2 pyramid heads around.
2 pyramid heads.
Dose.
Oh my God,
They were
Angela turned
twins.
into one.
They were twins, and then they stab her and murder her right in front of you.
That's fair.
Do they show it, or is it just...
I don't know if they specifically show it, but there's audio.
When you beat them, they kill themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, you fight them for a while, and
Then
then...
they stab each other in the
Yeah.
throat.
Yes. So that hits the final boss. That's the end of the game for the most part, and then we have the multiple endings.
Yeah, because
Oh,
there's one
right.
more boss fight for each.
Yes, each one does have one more boss fight, correct.
Well,
But this is where it diverges.
okay.
The first ending we'll talk about, it's named Leave.
Right.
Now, a lot of games that have, in this era especially, that have multiple endings, is you make 1 or 2 choices, and that's what determines the ending you're going to get. The thing that determines the endings, this one specifically, is you get this ending if it's like a self-preservation ending. If you heal yourself quickly, and then whenever there's choices to make, you take the high road or do the right thing, you get this. So this is, for all intents and purposes, the good ending.
All right. That makes sense.
So you move on. You get into a home that's in some kind of ethereal. It looks like the house in fucking Wizard of
I
Oz.
thought it was a hospital type thing, but...
It's a room. Yeah, it could be a hospital. It's
I
not
could be wrong.
something. It would probably make a lot more sense if it was the hospital. So we're just gonna go with that and pretend I thought of it.
It's
if
a
that's
huge room. I don't
Huge
think
room.
it's a hospital.
cool. Maria's there, dressed just exactly like Mary was.
Yep.
Yeah, because you think
Uh,
it's Mary at first, and then she
Right,
says, "Stop
and
calling me that."
Yeah, she does that again. You do that like 3 or 4 times during the game,
Yeah.
so she gets pissed. She blames James for killing Mary, then says she's perfect. Why don't you want her? And then becomes the boss.
Mm-hmm. Then you beat the boss.
You beat the boss. And then you get a flashback to when Mary was dying, where she says, "Go on with your life." And then the ending is you and Laura walking through a graveyard, seemingly walking away from the experience.
It seemed more like you were following Laura, but the ending was kind of weird.
It was very vague because it wasn't.
You're just leaving.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to take that you got out of at least that situation,
Yeah.
or maybe you and Laura found some peace or something.
Yeah, I think it's you finally made your peace with Mary.
And you somehow end up with Laura as a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
So either you're leaving town or you're, I don't know, whatever. It was weird.
But then you get to the second ending, where you go back to the hospital. The video goes back to the hospital room where you fight Maria. This is the Maria ending.
Okay.
I forget specifically what it's called.
It's called Maria.
Called Maria, yeah.
Maria, okay. And you get this ending supposedly by checking on Maria and caring about Maria during the gameplay. Basically, you come to the house, you find her dressed like that again, and then
I thought this time when you go up there and she's dressed like that, it's actually Mary.
Yes. And she
could be.
talks to you and she's like, I don't forgive you. And then she
Yeah.
becomes the boss. We beat the shit out of her. And you leave town with Maria. Like, boom.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a flashback, I guess, but you're at that crazy bathroom at the beginning of the game,
Yeah, Maria's there.
and Maria's there,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I wanted you,"
Yeah.
So I wanted my wife, but sexier.
and then as you're leaving, she starts coughing.
Yep. It's like, oh,
So-
not this again.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Is that like
what?
him accepting she's actually sick and I don't know if she's
I
actually dead. I don't get
I
this.
think it was just like a cyclical thing. Like, it's going to happen again and see how you work it
Oh,
out.
I just assumed
this
it was the
time.
same as the first. Just like he was dealing with it. But
Oh, I don't know.
Could be. Now, that's that. That's the Maria ending, and then you get the third ending, which is the water ending.
So good.
And oh, it was fucking brutal, dude. This you receive this if you play the game selfishly. You don't heal yourself right away, so you're running around with mid to low health the whole game. And then you get to the hospital room again. This is the reoccurring boss fight, and Maria says, he's like, "Oh my god, it's Mary," and she goes, "Wrong, Mary is dead," and then turns into the fucking evil thing again.
yeah, and then after you beat her, you kind of have a flashback of Mary being sick.
Is it the same note you read every time?
I think it's just part of the note.
Okay. Because
This is a fucking bummer ending. But James, when Maria says "wrong, Mary's dead," becomes the boss, James stands up to her. That's the difference.
Yeah.
He's done being guilty. He's like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
James apologizes to Mary on her deathbed in a flashback. Tells her that he basically confesses everything. He says that he did it because he resented her, and she said she didn't want to die. And then you get audio basically of James getting in a car, and it's assumed that he drove off a cliff into the water and killed himself.
Yeah. You just hear that.
And then it goes through a letter that she wrote, which is very depressing of him being an asshole.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. I'm not gonna read the letter. I don't have it in front of me.
Oh, is that?
but it is.
So that was a
rough.
different letter
Yeah.
than the other two?
I think the other it starts the same,
Oh.
but then this one keeps going.
Okay. I just
And
fast forwarded through
she-
it. I was like, same letter all the time.
No, it's like you never visited me. I don't know if you hate me. I have one day away.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'll tell you what, the voice actress, whoever did that, Mary, but holy shit, she did a great job.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
She did great. And then there's yet another ending.
Well, there's 3 more.
Yeah.
Is there?
There's 6 endings total.
Yeah, there's 6 endings total.
All right, which is this one? You guys
Rebirth.
Take one of these.
Rebirth, yeah, the one where you kind of do Silent Hill 1 and try and resurrect your wife.
Yeah. You reject Maria, and then go to the island, and then try to. I don't know. I didn't see anything after that. They just talk about the old gods still live here.
Yeah, the gods of resurrection.
Yeah. You can.
I assume you're trying to resurrect your dead wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that written down. Did I not see that?
It's supposed to be after. It's only available.
New
on
Game Plus.
New Game Plus if you do
Okay.
the other endings.
I missed it.
But I assumed it was the the first game where you're trying to do the gods or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that ending is canon because the whole development process in Silent Hill series, none of these are canon. Like they won't tell
Well,
you
the
which
in-water
one
one
is
seems like it would be.
canon. Yeah,
It's like the
I mean,
first 3 are probably.
Yeah, the last 3 are just jokes. So.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, the last 3 are jokes or crazy shit. That takes us to probably the best ending of any video game.
Oh, this is amazing.
UFO?
No,
Oh.
the one where you go in instead of the Maria boss fight, it's a dog at a console.
It's so good.
No, the best part of this is when it goes to the credits.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's a definite change in tone from the rest of the game. But the dog has like a fucking headset on. He's controlling like you in this world.
It's so stupid.
It's
like
a
the dog's
joke
playing a
ending.
video game.
I don't even know how you get it. think
You have to unlock all the other endings or unlock Rebirth or something like that.
You have to. Okay, here it is. To get the dog ending, on the second playthrough, you obtain a dog key in a doghouse near Jack's Inn and use it on a door in the same hallway, Jack's special place.
Okay. Yeah, did you watch the whole credit sequence?
That's just the dog one.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going with this one. Go ahead.
When the pizza goes across the screen?
No, the last 2 pictures. What's your name, Jack?
Maria.
James.
Her picture's there.
Yeah. There's a picture of James like shirtless and then a picture of Maria in like lingerie. It's fucking crazy.
No, I like how it was like the dog barking and then a pizza rolls across the screen.
It was weird. They always have fun with the joke endings, but then after that,
The second best ending.
the second joke ending.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 1 did have a UFO ending.
Yeah.
Like you had to use a secret rune in different areas of the game.
Which is kind of how you get this ending.
I think
Right.
that is how you do it.
But it's told like a 1920s silent movie.
Yeah. There's some guy named Harry.
He's the guy from the first game.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it's canon with the other UFO ending
Yeah.
from Silent Hill 1, I guess.
And do they kill him then, the aliens? Kill James?
They take him away.
Oh, they take him away.
Yeah, they take both of them
Because
away.
they ask him for, like, hey, we're looking for a little girl named Laura or something like that. And you're like, hey, I'm looking for my wife. And then they, like, chain you up and 2 aliens take you away, fly away.
And Harry Mason's there from the first game.
Yeah.
Right.
I wish the dog ending was canon, but
It might be.
We can always dream. But that's it. That's all the endings. That's it. There's a lot of layers to this game, and some of my favorite theories is talking about each of the individual characters that we run into. They all saw the world differently.
well, why were they even in the game? They don't seem like they did anything.
Because they're all dealing with their own guilt.
Yes, I get that, but
That's it.
And they were all summoned there.
yeah.
yeah,
one
but it's
reason or
still
another.
it seems like they added nothing to the game. You could have played the game without them.
You could have, but they all stand. The theory that I ran into and the one I like the best is that they all stood for a part of James. Like Angela was James's self-loathing. Eddie is his hatred and anger lashing out at the situation. Maria, I think, was like sexuality or something. Or like
His own
the
self-love.
angelic, something. I
His
don't know.
work
but
trips.
that wasn't as clear. And then Laura is the innocence.
Is Laura even a real
Weren't all the
person?
monsters part of his personality?
No, the monsters are not part of his personality, but they're part of his self-loathing. Like, the theory is that the Pyramid Head is James, and his anger, the mannequin leg ones that are just like 4 mannequins, are like sexuality and how he feels guilt that he's looking at these nurses that are sexualized, and even when he should be like taking care of Mary.
It seems like they're reading a lot into it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for.
Yeah,
Draw
but that
your
was
own
all.
conclusion.
That was all deliberate. I feel.
I don't know. I don't think that's how it works.
No, I just thought the other people were other people.
I thought they were all just dealing with their own shit, and this happened to be like purgatory.
It's
until they figure out what
definitely-
to do.
Yeah, because Eddie sees, like, especially when he came across the first body and was vomiting like crazy, whatever world Eddie is seeing, he's constantly being mocked, and whatever violence he's seeing is horrific. but he's not really having a problem with monsters. Like, he's taking care of them pretty easily. He does actually say to James at one point, like, "You're worried about these guys, really?
Yeah.
I just blast them in the face and they're dead."
Yeah.
It's just like Silent Hill's kind of a circle of hell, and these people are just experienced differently. I just got
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yes, and I wanted to mention something like that. Angela always sees the world on fire, so she's seeing that. Laura never sees any monsters. Like, she doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Exactly.
When you say-
Yeah, why is she even there?
She's not baptized.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, but I mean, like, the other people kill people, and she's just there. She didn't kill anybody.
It has something to do with Mary.
Oh, yeah? There's something about Mary?
I think Mary was actually pregnant when she died with Laura.
It's possible.
With Laura, so she's 3 years old?
Well, she's as old as she wants to be because this Silent Hill isn't real.
So, what I did like, one of the theories that came out was, you remember, obviously, Silent Hill 1. We discussed it.
Sort of. I can look over my notes.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well,
So,
I'll just run over it real quick. But in Silent Hill 1, you remember there were multiple human characters like Harry and Sybil the cop. And they were in the same world. They saw the same monsters. They reacted to the same stuff. They knew that, like, the normal world and poo world were a thing.
Yeah.
Right? And this was because Alessa was always in charge. She was controlling what Silent Hill was and what it looked like to people and the monsters.
Yeah, okay.
Now, at the end of Silent Hill 2, or the start of Silent Hill 2, Alessa's gone. So now no one's in that driver's seat.
Except for the
And
dog
that's-
in the one ending.
Yeah.
Except for, of course, the dog, yes. But since no one's in that driving seat controlling what everyone sees in the town, they're all seeing their own versions of it.
But, I mean,
Okay, that makes
or
a
the
little
two
sense.
games could have absolutely nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Other than sharing a location.
Yeah.
Because the location isn't exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that you're seeing an interpretation of it.
Exactly.
Or it's purgatory. Who knows?
Yeah. It's that little place in your mind.
I like
Right,
the conviction
maybe.
you shook your head with.
Yeah, we'll get to it after that. I mean, does anyone have anything else? Any other questions, thoughts, feelings, ideas about this game?
I think, I don't want to say it's a bad game, but I think people read way too much into it.
I think it was meant to be wide open like that, though.
Yeah.
But
Which is why they don't.
I don't
tell
think
you
it's a
what
great
canon
game. Wait, I'll get into it.
All right, let's do it then. Let's get into our final thoughts and stuff.
All right.
You seem pretty excited about it there,
Sure
Chump
am.
Slap.
Sure am.
Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it? No. This looked horrible. I mean, the whole third person shooting, I don't like it. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. And every
Did it
boss,
auto aim?
I don't know.
Kind of like you could aim up or down, but
Kind
for
of
the
like
most
Resident
part-
Evil.
Yeah,
Okay.
conceptually the same.
Yeah, every boss fight I looked at was just like kiting, shooting,
Oh, kind of like Borderlands.
like run to one side, shoot, run to the other side, shoot, run to one side. I don't know. Seemed boring as hell. I mean, did the story work for me? I'd say no. It was all over the place. It's open to interpretation. You can say what you want. Maybe it worked for 90% of the people who played it, but for this guy, I don't think it worked. I like to have an idea of what they're trying to tell you, not just, well,
I can make it whatever I want.
I don't have an imagination, you guys, so
Fair.
yeah.
I like to be told what I think.
Yeah. I like to be like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. Instead of, you could say that for like 6 different interpretations. Like, oh, that makes sense.
And they could all be different.
Yeah. And it could be like, whoever wrote the whole thing just be like, no. It's actually
It's
a
about
town.
killing shit monsters.
It's really a town. There's just a gas leak and people are seeing shit.
Maybe.
That's what the fog is the whole time.
we don't know it's not.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I like how it's atmospheric. It's crazy horror-y. I like that about it. I'll give it some redeeming qualities. It would be cool to play a new Silent Hill. Is there a new Silent Hill? They're supposed
not
to make that
in
one.
this. There wasn't one in this generation. They did make like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean like a brand new one.
Kind of like a remake like the Resident Evils did.
Yeah, they should do a virtual reality Silent Hill, like scare the shit out of people.
There was a moment there where Hideo Kojima,
Fuck him.
Guillermo del Toro, and someone else were involved in a remake of Silent Hill, but it ended up getting canceled.
Yeah,
Was that PT?
PT, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, PT was like the playable demo,
Yeah,
like concept of what Silent Hill was gonna be.
I saw someone
and then
hacked
got
it,
canceled.
and there's always a monster behind you. Even though you can never see it, there's always a monster following you in that game.
That's creepy as fuck.
That's
That
awesome.
I wish I still had that because I remember it being so creepy.
yeah. I was like, damn it, I deleted it. But
Yeah.
out of how many? 27 points?
I mean, that's the only real reason to do it.
I don't want to be a hater, but I'm going to give it a 4.
Oh, ouch.
Wow, okay.
Ouch. Ouch.
I don't know.
Hey, sometimes it just doesn't work for you.
No, maybe if there was a better...
And that's what the question was. Did the story work for you?
No, the story didn't work. I wouldn't play it. Yeah, I mean, I can get how you like it, but, just not for me. But Syintist,
All right.
would you play it? Would you rate it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it? I hate third-person games. I mean, if it was like a walking sim indie game, I'd probably play it. But
But you don't like the third-person
I
shooter?
hate third-person shooters. I hate third-person anything, really. Third-person. But this isn't an over-the-shoulder game, but it's kind of locked cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
Did the story work for me? I think it was good, I guess. It's kind of James working through his bullshit. I don't really get what some of the stuff was. And people telling me that's what, it's supposed to be this, then whatever.
Exactly.
It didn't seem like it. I think you read too much into it. Not saying it's a bad game, but I think people just love it so much that they make it what they want to make it.
Well, it depends on how it hit you when you first played it, I guess. Too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the story was, I mean, I did like it. The location was good, like you said. Worked for survival horror-y type stuff. And it wasn't like kill all the zombies horror game.
Yeah.
So that's good.
There wasn't enough shit world references this time.
No.
Not enough to the world.
Like there were a couple times he passed out and woke up in shit world.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the first game, which may have been a good quality about it. I don't know. But I did like it. I mean, for as much as survival horror I could like, it's probably easily the best one we've done. I gave it...
This is hard for him.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at my rankings and what
He
I
has
want to
like-
put it with.
He has like 3 scores scribbled out.
I do. Well, the first one was a 2 because it was a Poppascotch game before I knew what it was. Let's give it... I'll give it 12. 12 stars.
Whew. You make me the jerk here.
I gotta say, this is the first. Usually, at least myself and Chump Slap were kind of close. I'd say usually.
Yeah.
Usually all of our scores are similar.
Yeah, and this is the first game where we are all fucking way off of each other.
Well, let's shoot it over to Poppascotch.
Yeah, because his score is probably going to be
Higher.
double mine.
Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it if I did? Like, watching the cutscene movie made me want to play it again, but that might have been fueled by nostalgia.
Which is a powerful tool.
It is. So
It's a
I would
drug.
love to.
It
I
is.
wish I had the time to play it again. I definitely would, but now I'm on the fence. Plus, it's also tank controls, which are always, that's always tough. I specifically did not mention that until after you guys gave your score.
I'm going to give it a 5 now. Gets a point.
The things I liked the fact that you had a protagonist who was just some asshole that showed up on the town, and he showed it with his ability to hit things. He showed it with his gun aim. He always missed. It took him forever to reset after he swung the thing. Like, it was... He's not supposed to be some kind of crazy superhero. I love the story. I love that it's extremely open to interpretation.
See, that's where we all differ.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like you could watch videos online about how they explain what happened in here, and 3 of them would be different, and they might all be correct. And I love like you see that in films obviously, but you don't see that in video games ever. I can't think of another video game that did something that crazy. Maybe like BioShock Infinite, maybe.
No,
No, that was pretty solid explanation.
Yeah, you know what's going on there.
Well, they explain what's going on, whether you understand it or not is different.
Leaving ambiguity out there.
Yeah, that's what I like
love
in my
that part of it.
movies, but not in my video games.
Fair.
I don't want to finish playing the game and be like, what the fuck did I just play?
Yeah,
It's not for everyone. I love sometimes because there's very few times where games blew me away with the open contextuality to it and being like, what the fuck just happened?
okay,
Like I need to go see what happened. I need to read about this because I missed something.
fair.
I love that. I also loved the main endings. I love the UFO and the dog ending. What monster wouldn't?
Well, yeah,
But
dog
the
endings.
quote unquote real endings, canon endings, whatever. I liked how all of them recontextualized the entire game up to that point to fit that ending. Like each ending made sense.
Yeah, it did.
Well, and not to shit on what you're saying, but they were all similar. It wasn't like they were.
They weren't radically different.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But when you watch any one of those endings, you go back and replay the game or look at it again, you're like, you pick up things. You're like, oh, I can see how this got to this, so on and so forth.
Okay, yeah.
So what would I score it? This is one of my favorite games. This is going to be my highest score I've ever given any game on this podcast. And I'm giving it 25.
That could be the highest score
leaving-
anybody's given anything.
I did look at previous scores. My top 3, judging by the thing on this, was Dead Space at 3, BioShock at 2, and Silent Hill 2 at 1 for me. And I think that's fair. I think that's where I'd put all this.
That's fair.
So part of that score might have been because of what I scored Dead Space and BioShock.
All right.
Well, that's what I mean.
But,
I base mine on what I've scored things before all the time.
I base mine on how I'm feeling that day, and it's
Yeah.
always different.
So that's 41.
Holy
Yep,
shit!
that gives us a 41 for this game. We all had different ideas, opinions on it, but I also like how that's fine. Like this game was open to interpretation.
Yeah. Oh,
Chump Slap didn't like that. I loved it. It's different. It's just different strokes for different folks.
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's. You guys have anything else to say, or should we just roll it into it?
I feel like I missed something. Just like the movie Parasite. Is there something I'm not seeing here, guys? Is it really better than I thought?
Well, I mean, there's a billion YouTube videos that go over this. So.
Yeah, but it's just what the people think that it means. Is not.
Yeah, I get it. All right.
But let's roll it up. Let's get into our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist, Tom Hanks' Lock of the Week.
Ka-chink.
Yeah, it's a simple lock this week.
Simple lock.
It's
Every week we ask Syintist for a Tom Hanks Lock of the Week, and he has not disappointed us yet. So this week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got?
Well, this is going to be a controversial one because I'm pretty sure Chump Slap doesn't consider this a Tom Hanks movie.
Ooh.
But let's completely change the tone.
Toy Story.
Yep.
Ah!
Completely changing the tone from Silent Hill. Go watch Toy Story.
That's fine. That's okay.
I don't care what you say. It is a Tom Hanks movie.
Tim Allen, right? Is Tim Allen?
Yeah, Tim Allen's the Woody. Yeah.
No. Tom Hanks is Woody.
Yeah. Tim Allen's Buzz Lightyear.
All right.
But I would say,
it's a nice
Toy Story 1's definitely Tom Hanks canon for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then after, because this movie, the first one was about Woody and Buzz. Like after that,
I'm only saying
maybe-
see the first one.
Okay.
Right. All right. Fine.
That's fine. It's a sure thing.
Yeah, and it's definitely a fucking change of pace from this game. Yeah, so, go lighten up a little bit and watch Toy Story. And then also our favorite segment of every week is when we asked Chump Slap a couple questions in Chump Slap's Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Crack a window, will ya?
Let all stink out. I'm going to say it every time.
Every week, Syintist and I talk about 3 characters in the game, and we make sure that Chump Slap rates them on which one he'd like to have sex with, which one he'd love to marry, and which one he'd like to murder.
I feel like there's only 4 characters that you can actually do in this one.
That's true. So I guess we discuss.
Well,
But
let's try and
Syintist, what
not
do you
make
think?
it easy for him.
Yeah, because last time we kind of just accidentally made it super easy.
Yeah.
didn't we?
So
All right, so I want to throw in Pyramid Head.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
What about you, Scientist? Give us one.
let's throw Angela
Angela.
Okay.
and one of the aliens from the UFO ending.
Okay.
Damn.
So we got-
Did not see that coming.
So that again is Pyramid Head, Angela, Alien from the End.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Maybe we made it too hard this time.
I think he's just trying to which one he'd marry and which one he'd fuck.
Yeah. I think I'd marry the alien because I don't know. Can they get naturalized in their planet and like get the hell out for this one?
That's a very
It's
good point.
understandable. I get that. I'm on board with that.
Then I would. I have to fuck Pyramid Head.
Hi-yo!
I couldn't do that to Angela. She's so broken and abused her entire life. She just wants to die anyway. She's gonna kill herself.
That's completely different from where I would have gone with this, but
Yeah. Sorry, Angela. Pyramid Head looks like he's fucking kinky and weird. So
well, he is wearing
get
that
down.
gimp helmet all the time.
yeah, he's fucking like mannequin legs and shit. So
And he's game for a lot of stuff, apparently.
yeah, it'd be a good time. So yeah, there it is. Fuck Pyramid Head.
Not at all where I expected that to go.
All right, well, let's say someone wanted to marry Pyramid Head and had really strong feelings about it, wanted to write us in a huge email about why. Where would they send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
Well, you could send that to plottytime@gmail.com, and I would gladly read it because sounds hot.
Fanfic.
100% response rate on your emails, by the way, from Chump Slap.
For
So get your
sure.
emails in there. And what if, say, they thought that this game was a bunch of bullshit and they wanted to get to us immediately on the socials? Where would they do that?
Put down your phone, Chump
Dr.
Slap.
Scientist?
At Plotty Time on Instagram and Twitter.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. So that does it for us. So get out there, play some games, and don't trust anything Chump Slap says.
Peace.
He's fucking
Later.
weird.